Hello and welcome to another episode of the Innovate-A-Thon Discussions,
where we cover everything going on in the world of innovation, creativity, workforce advancement, entrepreneurial thinking, and enabling the next generation to do good in the world. I'm Natalie Giotto, and I'm one of your hosts, and I work in partnerships, outreach, and contribute to social media as well. Today, we're going to explore interesting topics with mentors, students, and innovators who are shaping the future. We're thrilled to welcome our Innovate-A-Thon team, and today we have Paul Efron, Hoskinson, Isabel Cruz, and Steven Smetsik. Today is kind of a different episode in the sense that we have our founding philanthropist and CEO, Paul, here, and we're going to talk with him today. So if everybody wanted to kind of give their background and just what it is that you guys do, we can get right into that.
I'm Paul Efron. I'm the CEO of Education to Success. I'm the lunatic that started this all. Yay, go team.
There we go. I'm Steven Smetsik. I'm the director for the Innovate-A-Thon program. Background in workforce advancement and engineering, and just very excited today to kind of talk about the passion behind the programs and things that we do. And we have Paul here today, and so part of what my job is to bring forth the mission of what we do. And it's pretty great that we get an opportunity because of Paul to do that. And so I've seen countless students go through the program, really see the benefits and the outcomes of what happens after the program too, and how much it changes all of their lives for the better. And so just really happy to have Paul on here today to talk through that a little bit more too. And so that's me.
Thanks for that, Steven. Sherry, if you wanted to go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sherry Hoskinson. I work in partnerships and outreach, and I'm so happy to be a part of this group. I have a long list of experience in entrepreneurship, innovation, entrepreneurship education, and the reason I'm so excited about this is I consider it to be one of the best, if not better, programs that I've ever experienced in all of my years. So I'm very excited about it, and really appreciate Paul in his vision, and Steven in his leadership, and Isabel and Jim and Natalie and everything that they do to move this forward.
It's kind of funny how things come full circle, doesn't it? When I was in the entrepreneurship program at the University of Arizona, Sherry ran it. So I was technically one of her students, and now she works for me.
That's crazy how things work. I know, and at one point you were interviewing us to be students in your program, and now we're interviewing you about your program.
There you go.
Cool.
Isabel, did you want to go quick too? Make sure we get it.
Yeah, well, hi, Isabel Cruz. Literally all the social media marketing, website development, just making sure everyone knows what's going on with the program. It's really exciting to do that. So, like Natalie said, we've been here forever. I always say, like, this job got me through college, because I remember the weeks I could only do 4 hours. Like, you guys were patient with me, so now I'm ready to give it all so we can keep growing.
I know. It's a fun program. So my next question, I guess, is going to be for Paul. What motivated you to start ed2s.org and IAT, like the Innovate-A-Thon program?
Oh, well, what motivates me? Well, in this dumpster fire of a world, working with the students, it gives me hope. I got my MBA in 1991, and our ed2s co-founder, Jim Jendrick, was my mentor in the program, in the entrepreneurship program. The relationship just gelled, and every year after, for 20 plus years, the entrepreneurship program would have volunteer mentors to work with the students on their business plans or be judges for the business plan competition. Working with the students gives me hope. I even invested in some of their business plans. Now, the University of Arizona requires all engineering students to be part of a senior engineering project in order to graduate. So they need projects to work on. Well, I had a product idea that needed developing. So in 2020, I sponsored an engineering team. Now, I have a master's degree in engineering, so I could speak their language and even teach. And it was great working with the team. I taught them about patents and required everyone on the team to do a patent search. It's a skill I think every engineer should have. I also sponsored an entrepreneurship team at the same time for the same product to develop a business plan for the product. Now, the entrepreneurs did some primary research, and they talked to some people and did some surveys, and they came up with an important addition to the product. So I went back to the engineering team Now, it was already partway through the semester, and they had done much of their design done. In addition, the addition was a big change and extra work for them, so I'd offer them each $1,000 if they included the addition, which they did. So at the end of the semester, I met with the team. Now, it was COVID at the time, and this was I only had one in-person meeting with them, and it was for 45 minutes in the lobby of the engineering library, and they showed me their working model. When I told them I was going to honor my offer and they would each get paid $1,000, I swear one of the students was in tears. I mean, for this kid, it meant either he could pay tuition or could pay food or rent. So you asked me what motivates me, and I see his face. And you asked me if this makes a difference to these students, and I see him. There's another piece of the story. That year, with those two teams and those 10 students, we filed a patent application, and we were all named co-inventors. Now, regardless if the patent would issue or not, those 10 students got to put patent pending on their resume. At the time, they were graduating for college and interviewing for their first real job. And they have patent pending on their resume. I mean, what motivates me is I see those kids in an interview room with a really positive story for the interviewer to ask about. Knowing I help the students is what motivates me. You know you're doing well when you have repeat participants. Well, in the Innovate-A-Thons, we've had several people that have done more than one. One of our repeat offenders is Oliver McDonald. He just recently won a business plan competition, and it's a big deal. Now, our Innovate-A-Thons were a perfect warm-up, and there's little doubt that our programs helped him. But all our students get a lot out of our programs. But the biggest motivator came from Angelina. Now, she was a student in the first Innovate-A-Thon that we had at University of Arizona. A few months after, we went back and we got her testimonial on film.
I would recommend this program to any student that has the opportunity to take it. This program has probably been one of the most valuable things that I've done in my college time.
For the first Innovate-A-Thon, of course, we didn't have any corporate sponsors yet, so I was the sponsor. It was my problem statement I had for them to solve, my required submittals, my competition. I was the judge, jury, executioner, and I paid the scholarships for those 15 students. It was my show with Jim presenting the business and entrepreneurial methods for problem solving and plan generation. So when Angelina says that she looks back at her college experience, the number one thing for her was our silly little program with Knucklehead Paul and Knucklehead Jim. Well, that's when I truly knew we had something special here. It's extraordinarily beautiful and worthy of our efforts. Another motivation is just to do good for the world. Another is to leave a legacy. Now, I don't mean a legacy like put my name on a building or something for ego. I mean have a self-sustaining, functional entity to continue and do good into the future. So put those two things together, and I decided to put my skills, training, abilities, and resources, and we came up with Education to Success, the Innovate-A-Thons, the career fairs, and recharge-free battery adoption. So far, we've addressed reduce, reuse, recycle, reducing single-use plastic with small behavioral changes that give significant environmental wins. Prosthetics, public safety, tomato processing logistics, and rechargeable battery adoption. And we're just getting started.
Thank you for that, Paul. Very great one. It's very interesting to see your vision come to life and all the crazy ideas you come up with. You come up with great, interesting things. So my next question, what's in the future for Ed2S? Where do you see it going from here?
Well, first, where has Ed2S come? Now, our Innovate-A-Thon with an R and a circle. Yes, we recently got our federally registered trademark, Innovate-A-Thon. But this program has turned out far better than Jim and I ever dreamed. It's just a great collaboration framework between corporations or potential employers and students. The company gives a problem for the students to solve. We get them together with 8 to 16 students for a 3-week for 3 weekly full group meetings. So you have a start, a meeting, and an end. The students get a scholarship of roughly $500. We break them into 3-person teams. They compete with presentations to the company judges at the end. Then the magic happens during the mixer after. The students and the company reps get to meet together and chat. It's the best company recruitment tool imaginable. It's far cheaper and more effective than doing a university career fair, but the companies actually get valuable work from the students through the Innovate-A-Thon. As an example, we just finished an Innovate-A-Thon with Bayer Crop Science. Yes, the aspirin people are also into agriculture. We had 5 teams develop 5 systems or programs that Bayer can use to help the farmers. Now, each one of these programs was viable in my view. It was truly impressive, and I'll bet anything that Bayer implements some of this material. So it could be a big win for Bayer. The thing that made it special for them is that we pre-screened the students for the majors they requested. We had 15 students from 7 universities, which leads me right into Ed2S starting a program to hold our own career fairs. First one happens this Thursday, April 17th. You see, we can reach out to students through Handshake, and we're approved and registered for 793 universities through Handshake and can reach out to literally millions of students within the US. Our career fairs pre-screened by major and industry. So instead of what they used to do in the past and fly or drive to a college university and see tons of students from all disciplines, and you add in the hotel and per diem, well, compare that to our virtual career fair. You're sitting in your office or home and you come into our virtual hall. It's a really great setup with separate meeting rooms, and the students have all been pre-screened. It's a far better and more effective use of company time and resources. So yes, we've got career fairs starting to go along with the side of Innovate-A-Thons. And go alongside of those, we're also continuing with a program developed in the first Innovate-A-Thon to encourage the adoption of rechargeable batteries. Now we're talking about, disposable AAAs or AA's. You use it once, then you throw it away. But there's no away, just environmental problems. Instead, use rechargeable batteries. Disposable one costs $1.20, rechargeable costs $1.90. This you use once and throw it away. This you use over and over and over and over. So these will pay for themselves, but they'll pay for themselves during the second use. And it's basically free to use after that, and these can go through many, many cycles. So invest in a set of 8 AA's and 8 AAA's and a charger to stop throwing batteries out. That's basically the message that we'll be getting out using video and social media. So we have a rechargeable battery program that's coming online here soon too. The biggest challenge so far we're facing is with corporate structure. Now I can create an LLC in 10 minutes for $50 and never have to file anything again. The initial plan was for me to handle the expenses until Ed2S becomes self-sustaining. If it's purely private funding like that, no reporting would be needed and the LL structure would have been fine. In my mind at the time, the corruption would have been a silly concept because I control all the money, it's all my money, and all the money's going out, none's coming in, so there's no chance of any misappropriation of funds. But I got us the 501c3, the charitable nonprofit designation, but that's a federal thing with IRS, and life is good. People can donate to us and it's tax deductible for them. But one of my investments went south, and Ed2S is blown up in scale with Innovate-A-Thon and with multiple program opportunities that we're starting. So now we're going to need some funding to get us to self-sustaining. We've been looking to get grants, but no one will even look at you for grants if you're not a nonprofit corporation with audited financial statements and all the other regulations to go along. So we're going to have to go through the pain and expense to refile and change the corporate structure and banking and all to nonprofit corporation with audited financial statements. It's roughly $1,500 to incorporate and $8,000 per year for the audit. Now, everything Ed2S does will be self-sustaining after it goes through the painful startup phase, but we're going to need a little more runway to get there. So I ask shamelessly, if you're involved with the charitable grants for education, please contact us or go to Ed2S and hit the donate button.
Thank you for that, Paul. Appreciate that. Round of applause, guys.
Thanks, Paul.
We thank you for all that you do, Paul. Did anybody have any follow-up questions?
I'll let Sherry start if she wants to, and then I have mine.
So you've answered a lot of the questions that I have, and I have so much admiration for what you do. And you indicated what you might say to other philanthropists beyond the need to create the corporate structure and so forth. What would you say to other philanthropists that share your vision and passion for preparing students for an innovation workforce that might like to come alongside you and help to grow and scale what we're doing here?
Interesting question. I really don't know how to answer. What would I say to other people? Please help. Please join. It's very rewarding.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
And
It's very rewarding. The students sure need the help. I mean, there aren't, just creating opportunities for people. That's what we're doing.
Well, and I think you touched on one of the most important things is that it's rewarding. It's great for the students. It's great for problems of society, but it's also very rewarding, which I think all of us agree with that. But for you, as the founding philanthropist and others that might come alongside you, it's truly making a difference and putting your money where your mouth is.
yeah,
So
and
I applaud that.
I did just want to add this because I was actually trying to get some numbers and share them. So just because of what Paul has helped do, we have had, by the end of this next Innovate-A-Thon, 67 students will have gone through the program from 15 different universities, and totaling, by the end of it, it'll be almost $40,000 in scholarships. And so that's not nothing. And so that impact that we were able to make as a team because of Paul, it's truly just an excellent opportunity that I've had everybody else on this team. And so I try not to get too emotional, but yeah, it's so awesome what we've done here. So
And it does
That's
make
over a
such
pretty
an
short period,
impact.
too. That's not over years and years. I mean, we started just before COVID.
yeah, and
You know, that's the initial concept where we were looking, we already had a high school ready to go. We were gonna do this in high school level, and we had it set, and then COVID hit. And you can't do it in in-person meetings. You just couldn't. And Zoom and the Remo we're working here, it just wasn't there. So yeah, it kind of shut us down for a couple of years.
yeah.
Well, and for the impact, one of the things I love, and Paul referenced one student, we've heard from other students, of course, and those that voice this, those that come back to do it a second time, and those that choose to work with us, such as Natalie and Isabel. It's the most impactful thing that they did within their college education. And the magic of this, I'm going to make two magic points. The magic of this is that it's done through a 3-week sprint. This is not a semester-long project that students can get distracted from. It's not a program or a course that they have to apply to within the context of their degree. They can accomplish and achieve, build their confidence and self-awareness to engage with innovation in comfort. The other magic, and one of our recent sponsors through Bear said, and they had worked on not exactly similar, but somewhat similar programs in the past. And to her, the real magic was that we bring students from a number of different universities. We're not just going to state ABC and gathering a bunch of students from that university. We bring in students from everywhere. They can draw on one another's cultural, geographic, and discipline background. We have students anywhere from social science to at the undergrad level and PhDs in biomedical engineering, right? Just such a wide range, which really prepares those students for the innovation workforce and being comfortable working in teams to achieve real solutions to real problems, and it's done in 3 weeks, which is just remarkable.
And that compliment from Angelina, that wasn't just a one-off. We've got
Yeah.
lots of them. We've got lots of them.
Yeah. I've like
Oh,
in my
yeah.
time that I've been doing these interviews with students, like every student says the same thing. Like they've gained something valuable from this. It's helped them in where their career is going to be in the future. Like they've learned so many different things. Like Isabel and I alone have learned so many different things from our time doing our own Innovate-A-Thon. And we were in the very first one, and now we work in Innovate-A-Thon, and it's like the most fun job ever. We've had a chance to grow our skills, grow as young professionals, and learn much stuff from the Innovate-A-Thon program. So it's just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot. Innovate-A-Thon turned me into an entrepreneur, and it's given me a lot of freedom in life. I've learned a lot from this program.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just some comments from some of the students that one of the Innovate-A-Thons. I mean, they got to meet the potential employers after. That was the best opportunity they had. Until before then, they had 2 career fairs at the school. They got, tens of thousands of students there, and they get like a fraction of a second with a potential employer. Here, they got to meet them, and the best interview time they got.
And a lot of the times, like the career fairs, like at school in person, they can be very mismanaged. Like you can have students from all different majors, like at a career fair that doesn't even apply to them. Like I was a communication major, and I go to an engineering career fair, and I'm like, nobody wants to hire me here. Well, yeah, no duh, it's an engineering career fair. They're not looking for my skill set. So it's just kind of pulling in all the right people and all the right networks to ensure like we're getting the students connected with the people who are going to want to hire them, and we're getting all our bases covered in the right way versus just throw them in here and hope for the best, hope something sticks at the in-person career fair. So I like the way we do it.
The career fair. I mean, the what we bring by having pre-screening the students, and we're getting a handful of employers and students that match and getting to get together. It's not shooting blind at a big wall. It's targeted. We're targeting.
Yeah.
When it gives startup and smaller companies a great opportunity to engage with new talent. Many of the career fair participants that come into physical career fairs are the bigger companies that can foot the bill to be there. And the startup companies, innovative companies, and smaller companies are almost always priced out of those types of career fairs on university campuses. And those are some great employment opportunities for these innovative students that maybe they don't have to start at some entry level, engineer 3 or something at a big company. So it's a tremendous opportunity for students and companies.
Yeah, not only does it help the smaller companies, but it helps the smaller colleges because
Absolutely.
The smaller colleges, the average number of students at a college is like 6,000. It's not like they're all big 60,000 student colleges, and so the smaller college, they can have a career fair where they wouldn't before.
Right. I think we've had a really good mix of everywhere from big CU Boulder to some very small liberal arts like Elizabethtown College, all participating and interested and wanting to learn how to get engaged with Innovate-A-Thon and its career fairs.
Yeah, I just want to keep adding to the magic part of all this too. Is just students working with other students from other universities they would have never met, being on a team that's diverse and bringing all of their backgrounds and experiences into this really unique opportunity. I can say that they're probably never going to go to anything that's the same. And so that's that unique, special opportunity that they get by being in the program. And then, kind of that, again, the mix of students that we bring and the interaction, and it is just really incredible what that small team can do in just like a few weeks. And we've seen it again and again. And I think too, I was even in shock a little bit, Paul, when you came again for Boise State. Some of the students, they basically made like a pretty decent like proof of concept prototype in that amount of time to just full-fledged demos in the Bayer crop science for like how a dashboard would work to track metrics and all this, and then so just everything in between that. And it's just yeah, it's just amazing to see. I get an A, and I get excited all the way up to the end because I'm like, oh man, what's going to happen this time? Like a student team's just going to come wow us again. And so that's, yeah, just really magical again, part of everything.
Well, one last thing on that some of the students that have gone through, and they've gone through a couple of times and enjoyed it so much, they come back as mentors for
Yes.
Innovate-A-Thons.
And we're doing that now.
After that, because they just love it that much. And it's not like we pay mentors. They just do it for the love of the game, so to speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, look at Noah Young. He started the Innovate-A-Thon Club at Boise
Mhm.
State.
Yeah.
That's not just getting a group of people together. You got to go file with the school. You got to get a faculty advisor. There's regulations. He went through the whole thing, and they've got a club, and they're working. They're meeting and they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
We have another student too. She's been interested in working with us. She's like, "Are you guys hiring? I'm interested.
The serial Innovate-A-Thoners, they
Yeah.
won't go away.
Yeah.
They'll keep coming back. They want more, want to be involved. They want to start their own things. So that's all
Paul, you
that.
started a movement, not just
Thank
an
you all for coming
organization,
on
but
the
a movement.
Innovate-A-Thon discussion
And
today.
that's the
I hope
legacy I
everybody
want.
watching gained something from this.
All right.
And
Mic
follow us
drop.
on everything too. Stay tuned and bye guys.